Emma moved to Tribeca? How is that possible? The Miller family had previously announced that if Emma would only break up with Nathan, she could return home at any time. It looks like she must have made up with them, he thought. He suddenly felt a sharp stab of regret for what he had lost. If he had only committed to Emma, if he'd been able to hold on for just a little bit longer and convince her to marry him, he could have lived on that private estate in Tribeca too. In reality, Emma hadn't been in touch with her family. After leaving home, choosing Nathan and giving up on her career, all she wanted to do now was rely on her own abilities to return to the top of the entertainment industry. Then she'd be able to hold her head high and return home to apologize to her grandfather. After hanging up with Ashley, Emma picked up the watering can again, but Eric didn't want to let her go. His next thoughts were unspoken, though, as the intercom buzzed. Someone had arrived to see Emma. Eric gently straightened out Emma's clothes and tucked her hair behind her ears. Go. We have all the time in the world to get this right. Get changed and take care of yourself. You can take one of the new cars. She kissed him on the cheek as she went inside. Thank you. Your support means the world to me. Nathan really did not want to see Emma. He was worried that seeing her would make him regret his missed opportunities even more. And now, as he pulled up outside her building and was asked to wait outside by security, he suddenly felt like he wasn't anything special at all. 10 minutes later, a bright red pulled out of the alley and stopped right in front of Nathan. At first, Nathan didn't notice Emma in the car. She'd never shown off in front of him before out of fear of hurting his pride. Emma lowered the window and turned her head to speak to Nathan. Why are you looking for me? She said coldly. Emma, he said, feeling a pang of regret. What do you want? She said in a straightforward, unemotional way. I need to talk to you about eStyle magazine. Global's already accepted the job for you, so you can't just turn it down. You still have a contract with Global, and I'm still your boss. I'm willing to release a statement explaining that we broke up a long time ago, but you have to take this job. I can't, Emma responded flatly. I've already asked Ashley to reject all offers and spread the word that I'm sick. Nathan was enraged that she would be so selfish. Don't you have any respect for your obligations? You know it's in your contract. You have to accept all offers accepted on your behalf by Global. If you don't, I can take you to court. Do you want that to happen? Emma didn't care about the contract, but his threats made her even more resolved to make sure he would never benefit from her again. But perhaps now was the time to appear to be helpful. I already rejected the magazine offer, but I'll help you out. You can go ahead and ask the team to give me the statement they prepared. At next Wednesday's event, I'll make the announcement in public. Nathan's expression warmed up a little, and he eventually nodded. I guess that's all we can do. But do you truly want to help the company clear things up? Nathan, even though you've been heartless towards me, I'll do what's right, Emma responded seriously. I know Amber's been forcing you all along. Thank you, Emma. He held her gaze for a moment, then quickly drove away. He knew if he was to stay even a minute longer, he would start begging her to take him back. Emma sat in the car for a while after watching Nathan drive off. She slowly began to smile. How could he not realize how unreasonable his requests were? Wasn't he ashamed of himself? Global Entertainment and the event organizers released statements with information on how to get tickets to see Emma. As soon as they released the statements, the online community responded with negative comments. Emma's still appearing at this event? Is she really that desperate? She's just sinking to their level. She's seriously become a disgrace. I really thought she would have made something of herself as a model. Emma, take yourself and your cheap product and go hide somewhere far away. You're just the worst. At Global Entertainment, the mood was much lighter. Amber was sitting in Nathan's office chair, happily reading through all the abusive comments. If Emma was going to fight with her, she'd better be prepared for the worst. Amber could do a lot of damage. And after tomorrow, no matter how much Emma wanted to make a comeback, she was going to fail. In fact, it would be even worse this time around than it had been 3 years ago. Meanwhile, Emma was also at Global's offices. She'd come to meet Nathan and review her statement. He handed her the script. Memorize the script word for word. Tomorrow at the event, I'll be expecting you to deliver it exactly as it's written. Emma could barely refrain from rolling her eyes. On the way home, Ashley drove while Lisa and Emma sat in the back. Lisa read through the script, then pointed to it angrily. Is Nathan trying to provoke us? He really would do anything to clear Amber's name. I swear, he has no conscience. He certainly doesn't care about wounding your heart. Ashley looked at Emma in the rearview mirror. She didn't understand how Emma, who was the object of his heartlessness, could remain so calm. Emma, what do you want me to do tomorrow? Ashley asked, her eyes going back and forth between the rearview mirror and the road ahead. I've prepared everything you've asked for. I've gathered all the evidence. Tomorrow, I plan to take full advantage of being in the spotlight to announce my official comeback, Emma said to her 2 companions. I trust Lisa completely. Ashley, can I trust you too? You don't need to say another word. I'm with you all the way. I want you to sell the evidence to the biggest media companies as a headliner, Emma continued. Up until now, all my efforts against them have been too weak. From now on, they're not even gonna know what's hit them. Go Emma, Lisa whooped. Ashley felt her pulse speed up as she heard Emma's words. Emma's method of revenge was to step it up a notch and get right back at the conniving couple. Ashley knew that Emma lived in Tribeca, but didn't know she lived there with Eric. And despite Ashley's assurances, Emma wasn't ready to completely trust her. So after arriving by her building, she asked Ashley to drive Lisa home. Upon entering the house, she realized Eric was already home. Emma smiled as she sat down next to him and gently ran her fingers over the contours of his face. Why aren't you sleeping in bed? I'm just resting, he answered. I want you to know that Kaleidoscope has already sent out a letter from our lawyers. We're suing the company that you're endorsing tomorrow for fraud. Eric sat up and looked at Emma. By tomorrow afternoon, the news will be all over the place. That's okay. I'll be appearing in the morning and all done by the afternoon, Emma replied as she embraced him. Even though she didn't say much more, he knew what she was planning to do the next day. At the same time, he also knew that the client would not let her off so easily. That's why Kaleidoscope had decided to send out a letter from their legal department. Sweetheart, thank you, Emma said. For what? Eric asked. Thank you for understanding me. Thank you for protecting me. He didn't say anything as he put his head on her lap, using it as a pillow. She sighed. A while back, Star King offered me good terms, but I missed out when I stepped away for those 3 years. After all that's happened, who would have thought I would end up with you by my side? I'm so lucky to have saved the best for last. After canceling your contract with Global, what company do you want to sign with? It's still too early to decide, she shook her head. Sign with me, Eric offered. That's sweet, but I'm not special enough for Kaleidoscope. She knew that getting into Kaleidoscope wasn't a realistic prospect for her. Eric laughed, but moved away from the topic. His wife obviously did not understand what he was suggesting. He hadn't meant that she should sign just any old contract with Kaleidoscope. The agreement he had in mind would be unique. She would be the only talent in the entire world with Eric as her manager. He would leave this surprise until later, but he was bothered by Emma's lack of confidence.
Hi, I'm Emma. Want to know my struggles? Then download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of The Billionaire's Accidental Bride now.